Once again, we welcome you back. I'm Scott Murray. Thanks for sticking around with us here on 5 Talk Street. The Tom Thumb Texas Stampede is coming to the Allen Event Center. Here to tell us all about it, our good friend Connie Yates and Chef Chad Schaefer. Connie is the Director of Public Relations for Tom Thumb, and Chef Chad is the chef for the Rancher's Reserve Tender Beef. Hello, Chef.
Nice to meet you.
You got the goods, huh? And there she is.
Scott.
How are you, Connie?
I'm great, Scott. How are you?
Oh, I'm just fine. We've known each other since the late 50s. No, not that long ago, folks. She wasn't even born then,
We're
right?
not that old, right?
Well, how are you?
I'm great.
How's everything at Tom Thumb?
Everything is great. Everything is great at Tom Thumb, and we're so excited about the Tom Thumb Texas Stampede.
Well, then give us the
up.
lowdown. Look at all these people. They're all out watching you. They want to hear about
this
it.
next weekend.
Okay.
November the 8th and the 9th. It's a PRCA sanctioned rodeo. The top cowboys in the world will be there, literally. They're preparing, you know, the national finals will start December the 5th in Las Vegas.
Well, I was going to say, these are the same guys that are up in Vegas for the finals?
Exactly the same guys.
So these are the same ones. Wow.
And they'll be there right here in North Texas at the Allen Event Center.
So how'd you pull this off?
Well, you know, we just got to be where the action is.
Very impressive.
Tom Thumb Texas Stampede. It will be November 8th and 9th.
So is there a place that people can go to a website and get tickets?
Yes,
I mean, today?
TexasStampede.org. But let me tell you about a better deal.
Okay.
They can go to any Tom Thumb store in the Metroplex.
Why did I know that was coming, Chef?
For $10 and get a ticket.
You're kidding.
To sit in the Tom Thumb family section. So we're excited about that. It's
cool.
easy. Go to any Tom Thumb store. The events will be Friday night and Saturday night at 7:30. And then there's a noon matinee at 12 noon. And not only can you go to the rodeo, but there's going to be a Christmas market, there's a petting zoo, lots of activities for the kids. There is just a good family fun event.
Now, have you set up a satellite Tom Thumb that, you know, if you need a little frosty beverage or something?
You know, we have one really close right now in Texas, right on McDermott. So, you know, it's not too far to get something.
That's fantastic. Tom Thumb is so good about getting involved. Who comes up with all these ideas?
Well, you know, it takes a team to do anything, and we're just so thankful for the community partners that we have and the people that we work with, the people at the Tom Thumb Texas Stampede. And this benefits Children's Charities of North Texas, which is going to include this year River Ranch Charities, Camp John Mark, that we all know and love a lot, and Main Gate. So, you know, there's lots of benefit for this. So it's a way to have a great time with your family and yet do a good thing at the same time.
And you can do it for $10?
$10.
That's
$10, any Tom Thumb store.
Well, that's great. Well, what are we doing here? Tell us what we've got going on here.
Well, we have our good friend Chef Chad from Cargill, Rancher's Reserve. And Rancher's Reserve is the private label product that we sell exclusively at Tom Thumb. And I know that we sell it, but he is the master of cooking it. And he's going to tell you how he cooks these beautiful steaks.
Yeah, this is great. Go ahead.
Absolutely. We'll get in there and we'll just talk a little bit about what we have today. This is the Rancher's Reserve strip steak, 100% tender, guaranteed. There's 3 things to a really good steak. You buy the best you can. Treat it simply.
Something grain-fed, corn-fed? What's the best you can? How do you...
Rancher's Reserve is the most consistent, and that's what I serve on my table when company comes over.
Okay. Well, they look pretty good, I'll tell you that.
I know I'm going to have great results every time. There's really good marbling in there. You can see I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt on there. Keep it simple. Let the beef shine through. And then we'll put a little pepper on.
This is how you do it at home, right, Connie?
Absolutely, just like the chef tells
She taught me.
Yeah. No, I'm not buying that.
I've already got the grill hot outside, so we're ready to go. So salt, pepper, and then just a little bit of olive oil from Tom Thumb.
I've seen chefs use that before. Why do they put the olive oil on there? What does that do?
I like to put olive oil on there because it's going to give me a really good grill mark or a really good char on that steak. So
that's how you get the grill mark.
You've been to a steakhouse, right? And you walk out and you're really happy. And
I can't do that in my backyard.
A little bit of olive oil, you get the Rancher's Reserve strips, and you're good to go.
Very cool.
It's just a little bit. It doesn't take a whole lot.
Boy, you don't have much on there at all, do you?
No, it doesn't take much. The more oil you're going to put on that, the more you're going to have flame-ups. And flame-ups are where people walk away a little bit dissatisfied. So we're going to turn those, and then we'll just season the other side.
So you do both sides then?
Both sides. And I always put a little bit more on than you think you're going to need, because what happens is a little bit falls off while you put it on the grill.
Now, the salt is retaining the juices and what have you? Is that the whole idea of the salt? Or?
The salt's more just about really maximizing the flavor of the beef.
Okay.
So you put the salt on there to bring out the natural beef flavors and nothing else.
Okay. Very good. That's great. Do you do this at home? Do you cook out? Are you a big griller? Really? All right, well, tell us about Rancher's Reserve, because Tom Thumb is the only place you can pick this up, right?
It's exclusively at Tom Thumb.
What makes these special? What is it that's so unique about these?
The tenderness guarantee. So the tenderness guarantee is what makes this product really unique, and the exclusivity of it. You're guaranteed results. When company comes over, you're going to have steaks on the grill, go for 1 1/4 inch, 1.5 inch cut. They cut them there at the store, so you can build that relationship up with the butcher.
So they know how thick to make it or how to thin to make it or whatever?
Well, through the conversation, you can tell them what you're going to do, and then they'll cut it to what you need. Absolutely.
And I heard you mention a word that's often used when you talk about steaks, and that's marbling. That's the little grains that go through it, right? That gives it the juice.
Yeah,
is that the whole idea?
You'll see those nice little flakes or specks of white through the meat,
right?
And that's the marbling. The more marbling there is, the more juiciness and the more flavor you're going to have in that item.
Guy knows his stuff, doesn't he?
He's brilliant. That's why I brought him with me.
Now, are you taking him up to Allen or not?
Yes, absolutely. He'll be up in Allen. He'll be there. He was there last week for the cattle drive lunch, and then we'll have the Rancher's Reserve Grill at the rodeo, so people can come and sample the steak at the rodeo. We'll have samples before they go in Friday night and Saturday night both.
Tom Thumb is always involved with great endeavors. It seems, and gosh, Connie, MDA telethons and what have you for years, dating back into the 80s, and I know you do things with the Breakfast with a Champion, with the March of Dimes. You're always there doing things. Where does all this come from? You just continue to make this commitment to the community.
You know, Tom Thumb was founded in 1948 by the brothers Bob and Charles Cullum, and Jack Evans later joined them. And, you know, the legacy that they left, to be involved in the community, to be involved in the things that matter to our customers.
It was part of the culture from the get-go, wasn't it?
Absolutely, and it is still our culture. And we're just excited to be involved with this coming up weekend with the Tom Thumb Texas Stampede.
Well, this young lady, little Lauren, who was with us earlier in the program, she said, "You're doing what, Scott? Is there a chance to sample some steak?" I said, "I'll step aside. You can be our sampler today." So, Chef, I'll let you give it a shot here.
Slice up a steak that just came off.
You're going to sign up to be our permanent taster, is that right?
Now, we're down in the final minute here, so you're going to have to give us a good taste test real fast here.
All right.
Look at the way he's trimming it.
Yeah,
check his fingers. He's got them all. They're all still there.
A little bit of salt on there, and I'll pull one off to the side. There you go.
Yep. Help yourself. This is just like being at home. You know, you just walk up in the kitchen and and take your test, and how
Survey
is that?
says
delicious.
That's great. Well, thanks to you.
Yes,
Connie,
thank you, Scott.
Lauren,
always a pleasure to see you. Yes,
Chad, thank you much. And Rancher's Reserve, Tom Thumb, we thank you all very much. That's it for this edition of 5 Talk Street. I'm Scott Murray. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the upcoming holidays. Until next time, thanks so much.